Oh, this was a fun one.
for John.
I love I love talking about things that lets me just release all my hatred.
That's why we do the
We talked
podcast.
about
I mean,
that's why we do it. It's honestly really therapeutic. We talked about Tesla being hacked, abusing a unexploitable or unpatchable exploit. We talked about a little bit of surveillance on smart cars and self-driving cars, um, and a lot of banter. Yeah, today's not so critical update.
beautiful story. A wonderful
It's a good one.
chef's kiss of a story.
Yeah. I pushed for this. I didn't submit it, but I pushed for it. We were talking about it earlier. The reason it makes me so happy from
Do you want to stay with
Alright,
the
so what-
stories? Or are you going to jump in?
Oh, yeah, we should probably talk about what the story is before I talk about why it makes me so happy. So hackers have managed to unlock the Tesla software lock features worth up to $15,000. And the reason this makes me so warm and happy is because the sheer evil of these fucking companies. How dare they lock
this is stuff like-
features behind a paywall?
Like heated seats, full self-drive. What is it? High beam
Full
things
self-drive.
as well.
Like I'm pretty sure it's like more speed. There's a bunch of
Yeah,
shit
more
that you
speed was
get
one.
that is locked behind, or more acceleration, I don't know, locked behind money, like paywalled. And we have gotten to a point where companies think it's okay to paywall what the car does, right? Like, and it's not like you have to go to get you don't got to get your car serviced. You don't have to hop on over to the Tesla service center to get these features. You just pay more money and they enable it over the air. So it's like a licensing model for software for your car. And there are people out there who are like, yeah, I couldn't afford the extra 15 on top of the $85,000 I'm paying for my shitbox of a car. So I can't drive as fast, or I can't heat my seats when it's negative 10 Celsius or whatever. And it's like, and they're just cool with that. They're like, but I get a Tesla. It's like, okay, you suck. And shame on you. Don't even get me started. Whew.
I feel like we talked
the fact
about
that hackers, yeah.
I feel like we talked about this with another car brand several months ago.
It was BMW were testing. They were
And
thinking
Chrysler,
about
I
it,
think. Yeah, BMW.
Yeah, I think Ford might have also.
And
yeah, we've talked about this. Yeah.
I feel like I might have taken the other.
Sorry.
I feel like I might have taken the other side then. But maybe you just convinced me now, John, or I've just been thinking about it more. It really is acknowledging that those services don't cost the manufacturer anything more to produce. They're selling it to you. You've got it. The only thing forcing you to pay a subscription for is for them to make more money. They've already developed it. You've already got it in your hands. It's not costing them anything to give it to you. It's just making them money to force you to subscribe to it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can I just give a little a little bit more description as to the
go
situation here?
Yeah.
So this is from TU Berlin, which is the Technische University in Berlin. They've said that hacking the embedded car computer could allow users to unlock these features without paying. The TU Berlin researchers add, for example, the 2021 Model 3 SR Plus vehicles can enable the cold weather feature, which is heated steering wheel and heated rear seats, for an extra $300. The feature unlocked is confirmed to work with the exploit. Tesla Model Y long-range owners can also pay $2,000 for acceleration boost. As the pricey options include the enhanced autopilot, which costs $6,000, and full self-driving priced at an eye-searing $15,000. Another thing to note about this, which is the chef's kiss element of it, the vulnerability is to do with the AMD chips that are used. So it's a hardware issue, and it's unpatchable.
Love it.
So it's a vulnerability in the actual hardware that's shipped with things, and it's not something that you can patch with software.
But presumably, if you take it in for service, they could see if you've done this or not, and definitely could affect your warranty status.
Yeah,
and things
but
like
they'll void the warranty. But in terms of like how do they get you back for doing this? Pretty sure they can't because you own the car, right? So like,
yeah, well, this is one of the interesting side effects of this is that vehicles which have been written off, like they've been in an accident, they've been like taken out of service, and so they're not allowed to use the charging network anymore. They can now be hacked to sort of pretend to be fully functioning, because part of it is that you can extract the RSA key, which is used to
oh my god,
which is dependent on the vehicle. So each vehicle has its own encryption key or hashing key, private key that is embedded, and this can allow it to be extracted. So yeah, it's terrible.
There is one other related AI story that we wanted to talk about. Do you want to get to that, John, or do you have something to say here on this Tesla?
You're gonna have to remind me. I'm totally blanking. But no, shoot, you can roll.
We were gonna talk about we do have something. Tides go in, tides go out. You can't explain that.
Magnets, man. What are they about? How do they work?
Can't explain it. Like and subscribe to the video. Come join us on Discord. We love you.
Yes.
As long as you're watching in YouTube and video. Podcast listeners, whatever. Get with the program.
Whatever.
So 2019.
No, we love you. We love you too. We just don't optimize the show for you. Sorry about that. So the other story we had is about the impending privacy threat of self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Which I found, if you think about it, it's obvious. But I found there was some things in here that I hadn't really thought through before. Peter?
Yeah. So the story is, the thing that I had the same reaction as Mike. Basically, all these self-driving cars, which are self-driving around, have tons of cameras attached to them, which are constantly, recording what's going on. So if there's a crime or something in the neighborhood, or even if there's not, we're being monitored by cars all the time.
Well, sort of. Most of these, the technology used isn't like your traditional camera, right? I'm pretty sure they used LiDAR, right?
I think they've largely moved to cameras because they're so much cheaper and the image recognition technology is good enough now.
Oh, that's kind of crazy if that's true. I thought that they were using for measurement of distance. I thought that they were using
maybe a combination.
I know for a fact that there's a lot of, even if we take
they have to be recording 100%. Okay, but here's the thing. I actually, this is a rare one. I don't think this is that big of a problem.
Whoa!
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's it. I'm out. I'm sorry.
What?
I don't know.
Why?
John's been replaced by an AI gone rogue. He's not. Oh my god! What's happened?
When AI disagrees with Peter, then he has a problem with it.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the EFF. I think that they're doing some really, really good work protecting all of our digital rights. However, on this, that's why I said however. I didn't want to throw the but in. But
I like big butts.
In this case, nice. In this specific case, like it's like you're adding a drop to the ocean at this point in terms of passive monitoring and surveillance. Yeah, I do. Like we have Google cars and Apple cars and probably other map providers that I can't think of right now driving around doing the same thing. And not only are they doing the same thing and recording everything that's going on, they're also uploading it for the whole world to see. And sure, they try their best to like hide faces and shit, but like
observing their entire surroundings on video.
Well, not only are they observing, they're also uploading and sharing it for the world to see. Anyone could go to Street View and view historicals of past years of the same thing.
So you're just saying that self-driving cars aren't doing anything that other cars aren't already doing?
Yes, but also no. So one thing that I think is a big problem, and it actually ties into the Tesla story, is the way self-driving is going to work is in a mesh ad hoc sort of network way. Okay. And what I mean by that is if we as a society, right, convert to a fully driverless system where the cars drive us, we never drive the cars, all of the cars are going to have to communicate with each other. Right? Everyone's following so far?
Yeah. I think you explained this before.
For for optimal performance. So like this will do away with accidents and traffic and congestion and all of these choke points that occur on roads. None of that's ever gonna. That's just it's fixed because they're all talking to each other, so they know exactly how fast to go and when to slow down and when to swap lanes, and it's gonna be really cool. However, they're all gonna be tracking each other. Okay, everyone's following?
Yeah.
So, very scary if someone was able to get access to this network of monitoring cars, I could know where anyone is going.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of
So
just general tracking, what?
I'm confused by which argument. So like this article isn't saying the technology of self-driving is the threat. They're saying the cameras and tracking and all those things are the threat.
And I'm saying that the threat isn't the threat. The threat is what can be abused when all of these cars are talking to each other and monitoring one another. So maybe I'm partially agreeing with them, right, on the tracking part.
Sounds like
but
you're
like
totally agreeing.
No, because the real-time surveillance thing, like the cameras and stuff, like I don't really see it as that big of a problem. What I'm more seeing of a problem is that we're now going to be able to track everyone, if everyone opts in, on where exactly they're going.
You can already do that with cell phones though anyway.
Sure, that's true. I guess I'm a little bit scared of I currently can't really I guess I can. I can go buy data based on past like geolocation data of an American and narrow my tracking down to probably figure out who the person is. So like,
I think that at some point in the future, and I swore off making predictions.
Talked myself out of my own
Here's
argument.
A crazy prediction, right? I think at some point in the future, there's going to be a crime, and it's going to be high profile enough that there's going to be a subpoena to someone like Tesla or I don't know, car maker, and it will say, tell us all the people who are in the vicinity driving cars with cameras on them, and then they will subpoena the recordings from those cars.
Yeah,
and that will be the beginning of a slippery slope. Because once those requests from the police start coming in, they'll be like, the police will be like, we've got access to like a ton more surveillance data.
Mm-hmm. And, this probably is already happening.
And I know
maybe it is.
Where I am, I'm in a very rural area. We have one convenience store in a 10-mile radius. And that's the only place where, they probably have a camera on the gas pumps and they probably have a camera inside. Otherwise, there's not a surveillance camera to be seen, except for people's Ring doorbells. And now if all of a sudden you're telling me every car that drives by is going to have 5 cameras on it pointing in every direction.
Right.
Now all of a sudden you went from having one narrow line of sight from a gas station to having the entire area completely blanketed with surveillance cameras. And that to me is a huge shift.
Yeah. I think I might have argued myself out of my argument.
Okay. That's good.
Well done.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm not going to mock you for that. I think that's admirable.
Well,
to concede that you were utterly wrong and never. Sorry,
was I? But I still do hold some of it. But it's fine. I'm not going to keep digging my own grave. So honestly, the to sum this whole thing up, fuck Tesla.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think we can end on that note.
Yeah.